Hi rock fans, hi everyone. Today I'm gonna choose my top 3 favorite years for the 70s. From the 70s, okay? I already did that for the 60s. Now I'm doing that for the 70s. And as I did for the 60s, I'm gonna choose first of all 2 honorable or very honorable mentions. And as honorable mentions, I would definitely choose 1977, which I think was a very good year for punk rock music and hard rock music as well. And it almost did my top 3, but it's still a very honorable mention. And as other very honorable mention, uh, this was something hard. I had to choose between 1975, 1976, and maybe even 1978. Uh, Maybe some of you didn't enjoy 1978 that much, but I think it was a good year. But anyway, uh, my second honorable mention I think would be 1975, with Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. And as you probably know, this could be a top 5, because I choose, it didn't took me a lot of time, to choose my first honorable mention, which is 1977. So 1977 could be number 4, and 1975 could be number 5. But this is an official top 3 favorite years from the 70s. Okay, so here we go. So my official third choice would be 1973. And of course, 1973 was the year of Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. We also had albums like David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, The Who, of course, The Who, with Quadrophenia, Black Sabbath with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Paul McCartney and the Wings with Band on the Run, Led Zeppelin with Houses of the Holy, and there were also many other great albums, like Selling England by the Pound by Genesis, Goodbye Halo, Rick Road by Elton John, Tubular Bells by Michael Field, Billion Dollar Babies by Alice Cooper, pronounced Leonard Skinner by Leonard Skinner. So a very good year. 1973 was a very good year, and this is my third choice. Okay, let's continue at number 2. At number 2, I would go for 1970. 1970. And first of all, in 1970, Black Sabbath released their first 2 albums, 2 classic albums, self-titled Black Sabbath, and of course Paranoid. And the Beatles were so great as solo artists. This was a very good year for the Beatles as solo artists. With George Harrison, All Things Must Pass, John Lennon with Plastic Ono Band, Paul McCartney with his debut album McCartney, which I don't own, but I love the album anyway. The Doors release Morrison Hotel, Santana release Abraxas, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu, classic album, Led Zeppelin with Led Zeppelin 3, CCR, Cosmos Factory, David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World, Pink Floyd, Atom Heart Mother, and Syd Barrett also released his first only 2 albums with the Madcap Laughs and the other one which is simply called Barrett. But we had so many other good albums. So anyway, 1970 is my second choice, my second favorite year from the 70s. So 1970 at number 2. And finally, at number one, it was such an easy choice for me. 1971. Let's take a look at what we have here. The Who, of course, with Who's Next, the Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers, The Doors, LA Woman, T-Rex, Electric Warrior, John Lennon with Imagine, Paul and Linda McCartney with Ram, Led Zeppelin with Led Zeppelin 4, Black Sabbath with Master of Reality, David Bowie, Hunky Dory, Pink Floyd, Metal, the Beach Boys, Surf's Up, and there are other great albums. Yes, released 2 albums in 1971. One of these albums was Fragile, and the other was the Yes albums. Alice Cooper released Love It to Death. So great year, 1971, which is definitely my first choice. 1971 at number one. So that was it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'd like to know what is your top 3 favorite years from the 70s, plus 2 honorable mentions. So thanks for watching, and see you for my next video.